Okay, scholars. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to very slowly show you the pictures from the first 3 pages of the book. And as I show you these pictures, I want you to think about what you notice and wonder so far in Thank You, Mr. Folker. Okay, friends, when you have something that you noticed, that you saw or you see in these pages, or something that you wonder, a question that you have, show me a thumbs up. Good job, so-and-so. Good job. I'm waiting for a few more thumbs up. Good. Good thinking. Okay, let's hear from our friends and see what we notice and wonder. As you share, I'm going to add your noticing and wonders into our chart. Okay, friends, we're going to listen to a few more pages now. I want you to continue to think about what do you notice and what do you wonder.
The harder the words got for the little girl, the more and more time she spent drawing. How she loved to draw, or just sitting and dreaming, or when she could, going for walks with her grandmother. One summer day, she and her grandma were walking together in the small woods behind their farm. It was twilight. The air was sweet and warm. Fireflies were just coming up from the grasses. As they walked, Tricia said, "Grandma, do you think I'm different?" "Of course," her grandmother answered. "To be different is the miracle of life. You see all those little fireflies? Everyone is different." "Do you think I'm smart?" Tricia didn't feel smart. Her grandma hugged her. "You're the smartest, quickest, dearest little thing ever." Right then, the little girl felt safe in her grandma's arms. Reading didn't matter so much. Tricia's grandma used to say that the stars were holes in the sky. They were the light of heaven coming from the other side. And she used to say that someday she'd be on the other side, where the light comes from. One evening they lay on the grass together and counted the lights from heaven. "You know," her grandma said, "all of us will go there someday. Hang on to the grass, or you'll lift right off the ground, and there you'll be." They laughed and both hung on to the grass. But it was not long after that night that her grandma must have let go of the grass, because she went to where the lights were, on the other side. And not long after that, Tricia's grandpa let go of the grass too. School seemed harder and harder now. Reading was just plain torture. When Sue Ellen read her page or Tommy Bob read his page, they read so easily that Tricia would watch the top of their heads to see if something was happening to their heads that wasn't happening to hers. And numbers, they were the hardest thing of all to read. She never added anything right. "Line up the numbers before you add them," the teacher would say. But when Tricia tried, the numbers looked like a stack of blocks, wobbly and ready to fall. She just knew she was dumb. Then one day, her mother announced that she had gotten a teaching job in California, a long way from the family farm in Michigan.
Okay, scholars. Here's what I would like you to do now. I know you were thinking about what you noticed and what you wondered on those pages. I'm going to give you 1 minute now, and I want you to write down either a notice or a wonder. If you finish one, you can do the other, but you either need to do a notice or a wonder. Write that down right now. Great job, friends. I can't wait to hear your thinking. Show me a thumbs up if you're ready to share your notice or your wonder, and I'm going to write them down in our table as you share. Good job, scholars. We are going to close out our lesson in just a moment, but before we do, I want to make sure that you keep your notice and your wonder chart in a very safe place because you're going to need it again for tomorrow's lesson. So tuck it in your folder that I gave you and make sure it stays right on your desk or right where you were working today so it's ready for you tomorrow. The last thing I want to share before we close out, I want to go back to our pictures that we talked about in the beginning of the lesson today, and I want to think and reflect on what we were feeling in our pictures and compare that to what Trisha is feeling right now in the book. For example, I shared with you how happy and full of love and joy I feel when I'm reading to Benny, and that is not how Trisha is feeling right now. Right now, she is feeling extremely sad and frustrated about trying to learn to read. Can I have one scholar volunteer to share his or her reflection on either a similarity or a difference that they see between how they told us they felt in their card on their picture and how Trisha's feeling? Thanks so much for sharing. Great job today, scholars. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.